A while back, we discussed the most cautions in NASCAR history. That took place at Hickory Motor Speedway in 1992. Fast forward 15 years later, and the record was nearly broken. At Memphis Motor Speedway on October 27th, 2007. Today, we'll take a look back at one of the most chaotic races ever. This is the second most cautions in NASCAR history. This video was brought to you by Magic Spoon. Growing up, eating cereal was one of the favorite parts of the day during my childhood, but as I got older, I grew out of love with cereal. But with Magic Spoon, I'm once again able to enjoy one of my childhood favorites. Magic Spoon is a Saturday morning cartoon-inspired cereal with the taste you'll remember. It's a high-protein meal or treat that you can enjoy at any time of the day. Their ingredients are upgraded for the 21st century consumer, with 0 grams of sugar, as well as 13 to 14 grams of protein, and 4 to 5 grams of net carbs in each serving, as well as being 140 calories per serving. The variety pack comes in 4 delicious flavors, including fruity, frosted, cocoa, and peanut butter, with my personal favorite being cocoa. Click the link below to grab a variety pack and try it today, and be sure to use the promo code BFM at checkout to get $5 off any order, or go to magicspoon.com/BFM. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with 100% happiness guaranteed. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. So click the link below or scan the QR code on the screen and use the code BFM for $5 off, or go to magicspoon.com/BFM to save $5 today. Once again, a huge thanks to the fine folks over at Magic Spoon and you for supporting this channel. Entering this race, there were barely any cup drivers in the field, and 19 drivers had 15 or fewer starts, with 4 making their Busch Series debut, so the level of experience wasn't going to be what it usually was. Oh, and Carl Edwards can clinch the championship in this race, as he's leading by over 500 points. Marcus Ambrose and the driver who was second to Edwards in the championship, David Rudiman, would lead the field to the green flag. And right away, a shit show ensues. The first 2 cautions happened in less than 20 laps. Already, one driver is mad at the other, and it's only lap 16, so this should have been the telltale sign that it was going to be a very long day. But for David Rudiman, he demonstrated right from the get-go that he was going to be the main contender throughout the race. Well, if we can get any of the green flag laps in. By lap 50, we had 2 more cautions, totaling it to 4, with one of them being payback already, as Kyle Kristoff is completely right hooked on the backstretch. The 14 has already been involved in multiple accidents, but the 71 of Ron Young would soon join him. The underfunded driver stayed out during cautions, putting him up front, and immediately the regular leaders dump him out of the way. The 37 spun out to bring out the 6th caution of the day by lap 60, and already you can tell race control is completely fed up.
It's Rudiman, Coleman, Keller, Franchitti, and Mike Bliss has moved into the top 5, and forget about it, it isn't going to make it 1 lap. Holy smokes, what are these guys doing today? Bobby East gets turned around.
No yellow yet. There's
no yellow.
Okay, guys, gas it up.
Let them go. All right.
Yeah, I think NASCAR says, you guys go ahead and spin out. We're going to stay racing. This is getting to be ridiculous now. We're not falling for this joke no more, guys.
Yeah, the Halloween trick's on you. Keep racing.
The inexperience, well, I guess you could say in this case the incompetence, was on full display. And this was even more amplified when the 64 of Chase Austin was involved in not just 1, but 2 cautions in a row. We've ran less than 100 laps thus far and already brought out half the cautions of the previous season's Memphis race. Ron Young spins out in front of the field yet again, while Jeremy Clements gets dumped in one of the corners, bringing out our 10th and 11th cautions of the day.
The 5 of of Landon Castle goes around. We can't even make turn 1, guys. What is going on out here?
Caution's out. Take your time here, Landon. Take your time. Caution's out. All right, bud. Get that thing in here.
At a point, it's humorous.
Is it full moon?
At another point, you're right. It's like, what's going on to the... You're saying this can't be a group of professional drivers that we see week in and week out banging up this much this soon.
This spin by Brad Baker would tie the season high for most cautions, but this third wreck involving Ron Young yet again brought out the 14th caution, setting a new season record. Unfortunately, points leader Carl Edwards could not escape the big one, suffering minor damage. And during the red flag, they went over this list of drivers that were 21 and younger competing in this race, and over half have been involved in spins or wrecks. It got so bad that at one point they ran more laps under caution than green, but nothing was letting up. The 47 then goes for a spin. Then the 25 has this pretty cool save, but unfortunately a caution had to come out for debris. And then with less than 80 laps to go, the race sees its final big one of the day.
Oh, and another crash. That's Mike Wallace sideways. Here comes another car around. It's Carl Edwards as he tries to avoid it again.
Well, guys, nobody's just giving anybody any room whatsoever today. There's no patience going on at all. And you saw the 9-car Chase Miller get in the back of Carl Edwards and spin him. Just a slight bump, and he doesn't have hardly damage.
IndyCar legend Dario Franchitti would be involved in these next 3 accidents, with the 43 getting in the back of him. Then he proceeds to completely dump the 77 and finally gets in the back of the 37, but doesn't escape any consequences this time. After Franchitti's trifecta, the 21 goes for a spin, bringing out our 22nd caution of the evening. Just 4 more away from tying the record. Well, now 3 because Bobby East gets completely dumped, and now 2 because Brian Keselowski also decides to do some dumping himself, taking out Stephen Wallace. But while everyone's falling apart, David Rudiman has remained up front this entire time. He's led more than 200 laps, with a large portion of it coming under caution, but all he has to do now is make it to the white flag and the race is over.
And we have got a spin.
Oh, and do you hear the frustration in the voice? Caution out for the 25th time. 10-car Brent Sherman goes around. Can't tell from there if he got help.
Back bumper was clean.
How can you tell?
You know, with what we've seen today, guys, it's pretty hard to blame anybody. I mean, everybody's just getting into everybody, and bad day here at Memphis. Exciting, a lot of crashes, but unpredictable and unbelievable.
I know it's gonna sound hard to believe, but that spin would end up being the final caution of the race, with the total number of cautions being 25. But on the final lap, if they decided to call a caution for this spin, then we would have had a tie for the all-time record for most cautions in a NASCAR race. In the end, David Rudiman would weather the storm and bring home his first career NASCAR Busch Series victory, and not only maintain his runner-up points position, but kept Carl Edwards from clinching the championship, well, at least on that day. In conclusion, the 2007 Sam's Club 250 is one of the most chaotic races in NASCAR history. Out of the 253 laps ran, 117 of them took place under caution. This race nearly broke the record books for all the wrong reasons. And once again, that'll do it for another video. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Black Flags Matter. Catch you next time.